Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Gathering 1/6 scale Bayonetta pre-painted statue. Another gorgeous resin statue that I picked up over at www.e2046.com. I believe this is now the third piece that I picked up over there. And with the Gathering, these are immaculately detailed, painted statues of existing statues that are made. So essentially what it is, the Gathering paints them for you, and then you can have them shipped to your door. A lot of people probably already know that Spot's a big fan of Bayonetta. Anything really Bayonetta I can get my hands on, like I love, there's just something about that character I've always really been fascinated by. The front of the package features the artwork of what the statue is going to look like. She has her pistols in hand. Of course, Bayonetta, the pistols, revolvers on her heels as well. And a larger profile picture of what the statue is going to look like also. The rest of the box is basically just black. And then at the top there, it's got Gathering there. So what we are going to do is I'm going to get this opened up. I'm going to show you guys all the pieces, and then we're going to put it together. And then we're going to have a better look at the 1/6 scale Bayonetta pre-painted statue. There's definitely more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Just before Spot actually puts this all together, and I'll show you guys the finished piece, I just kind of want to show you guys what it looks like when you guys get it out of packaging. Out of packaging, Bayonetta consists of 8 pieces, and each one of the pieces is carefully packaged with like bubble and foam and stuff like that. So they're not going to get damaged, but when you get them all out of packaging, each piece comes in a Ziploc bag, and each piece is numbered. You also get a pre-assembly guide, 1/6 scale Bayonetta pre-painted statue, and it shows you each of the numbers. So you match the numbers up, so essentially like the pistol here is number 5. It shows you that number 5 pegs into number 2, which is the main body of Bayonetta. So everything is really fairly straightforward. And these pieces, you don't tend to get a lot of them. I think with the, if I can remember, I think the Silent Hill Pyramid Head that I also picked up, they only had 6 pieces. So they're extremely easy to put together. You can use this to take something like this and turn it into something that looks like this, and it is incredible what this piece ended up turning out to be. It's a beautiful, beautiful looking piece, but let me preface that by saying it's also fragile. There are certain aspects to this figure that when you're putting it together, you got to be extremely careful putting certain pieces in place. Probably the most fragile aspect of this figure, this statue, are the glasses right here, and I'm probably just going to leave them on, but the glasses themselves are extremely fragile that when you're putting them on, do be very careful. The piece, though, is absolutely gorgeous. If you are new to also Bayonetta, Bayonetta is a witch character that can summon kind of spells and summons and stuff like that, but when she summons it, her outfit turns into whatever she's summoning. So at any given point, she might have, you know, a lot less clothing than what you're seeing right here. But normally she's wearing like an all black outfit. So the transitioning of the, I don't know, there's something about Bayonetta just as a whole I've always really been a big fan of. But this piece is just absolutely gorgeous. Showing you guys a closer look at the face. You can really see like a lot of those details. Wow, just really, really impressive. The expression on her face is a good look for her as well. But as I mentioned, the glasses are extremely fragile. So when you get this piece, do be very careful also to the tassels around the chest area here. These are separate pieces. Well, they're not separate pieces that you put on, but they're separate pieces to the rest of the torso body. So when you're taking that out of packaging, especially make sure that these don't catch, because they will come off. But the expression on the face is quite nice. As I was mentioning with the Gathering, paints pieces for you. So essentially, you might get a piece like this unpainted, but you can get the Gathering to paint it. And if you go to, when you go to their website, when you go to E2046's website, there is a category specifically for Gathering where you can go in and see the pieces that they not necessarily have produced, but the pieces that they have painted, and you can pick them up that way. They're a little bit extra, but I mean, really, the end result, this, I could not have painted this. I could try, but I would not give it the level of detail that Gathering ended up giving them. Bayonetta is a tall piece too. Just there's the top of her, which I couldn't actually quite get all in frame, but she is a 6 scale piece. So she is on par. She's about a 12-inch tall figure when you get her on the display stand here. You can see that the pistols, she's sporting one pistol straight up as she's pointing it up with her arm. But if we spin around the statue here, the back of her, she also has the second pistol that she's holding in hand. It's, again, just a great look for the piece. Her hair is also sculpted very nicely, and they painted it kind of like a dark blue. There's a little bit of purple, and there's a little bit of black in there. But as I was saying, like, pieces like this, you can see, are extremely fragile. So, you know, this is the kind of piece that you would want to put out, put her together, put her on display, and don't fuss and muss with her too much, because there are pieces on her, yes, there are quite a bit fragile. As fragile as the piece might be, she sits very securely on her display stand. And the display stand features the Gathering placard down at the bottom corner there. Now, one foot, it's this foot right here, is pegged in. There's a little peg hole on this black display board, and she basically notches into that. There's a little peg on the underside of her shoe, and that pegs into place there. That keeps her secure. This foot is still freestanding. The pistols as well, which I can see if I can try to remove without doing any damage. There's one of the pistols right there. You can see how immaculately painted it is. Kind of a cranberry purple color. The little accent points there are done in silver and black. Areas, though, such as the spurs, are very fragile pieces. So, don't want to sound like a broken record, but again, some caution should be made when putting her together, and then after that, displaying the piece. Again, as Spot had mentioned, I'm such a big fan of Bayonetta. There's something about the character I really like. The game itself is good. I love the game. The story, I'm not really a big fan of the storyline, but I've always really liked the design of Bayonetta. Also, too, over at E2046, they have a couple of Bayonetta statues. This just happens to be one of them, but they also have a Bayonetta that's fully dressed. Similar in style, similar actually in pose, but all dressed in the black, which is, again, another piece I probably will want to pick up. And I think all above and beyond that, there's a pre-order for a very large version of Bayonetta that's probably is about double the height of this one, and space permitting, Spot would like to get that one and add it to his collection as well. Today's collectible spot, though, we were looking at the Bayonetta 1/6 scale assembled statue, and this has actually been painted again by the folks over at The Gathering. If you guys want to check out more from The Gathering and E2046.com, I'll provide the link down below, and you guys can head over to their site and hopefully pick up a couple of pieces. This is now, I think, the 3rd or 4th piece that I picked up from them, and I will likely be picking up more. Likely painted, though. Again, I could not have painted a statue this well. Today's collectible spot, once again, we're having a look at the Bayonetta. There she is right there. The Bayonetta 1/6 scale statue. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. Thanks for watching, as you always do. I'll see you next time.